Can you believe in God and still follow Epicurus? At first glance, it seems impossible. After all, Epicurus is remembered as the philosopher who said, "Don't fear the gods, and death is nothing to us." He's been branded an atheist, a heretic, and a danger to organized religion for over 2,000 years. And yet, he also affirmed the existence of gods. So what's going on here? Was Epicurus a spiritual skeptic who believed in divine beings but dismissed religion? Or was he laying the groundwork for a deeply personal, stripped-down form of belief that defies religious dogma? And more importantly, can someone today who holds religious or spiritual beliefs genuinely embrace Epicurean philosophy? Let's take this question seriously, because it might just shift how we think about both philosophy and faith. Welcome to The Unfolding Journey, the channel where we explore ancient philosophy and timeless ideas, helping you navigate the complexities of modern life with wisdom from the past. Whether you're a thinker, a seeker, or someone simply craving clarity in a noisy world, this is your space to reflect, rethink, and rediscover. Let's dive deep into one of philosophy's most fascinating crossroads: Epicureanism and religion. Before we answer whether Epicureanism can live alongside religion, we have to understand what Epicureanism really teaches. Epicurus, living in the 4th century BCE, argued that the goal of life is pleasure, but not in the hedonistic, indulgent sense that word often implies today. For Epicurus, pleasure meant freedom from pain, both physical and mental. He called this state ataraxia, tranquility, a deep inner peace. He taught that we should pursue natural and necessary pleasures, like food, shelter, friendship. Avoid vain and unnecessary desires, like luxury, fame, and power. And, most provocatively, eliminate fear, especially fear of death and of the gods. In his letter to Municius, Epicurus famously wrote, "Death is nothing to us, for when we exist, death is not present, and when death is present, we no longer exist." That quote alone made him a lightning rod for criticism from religious groups throughout history. But is that the whole story? Here's where things get interesting. Despite the popular image of Epicurus as an atheist, he did not deny the existence of gods. In fact, he explicitly affirmed their existence. He described the gods as blessed, immortal, and entirely serene beings who live in perfect tranquility, untouched by human affairs. They do not interfere in the world, punish the wicked, reward the faithful, or cause natural disasters. Epicurus didn't reject gods. He rejected the idea of divine intervention. He denied the gods' concern, not their existence. He wrote, "The blessed and immortal nature knows no troubles itself and causes none to others." This means gods exist, but they are models of peace, not cosmic managers. So Epicurus wasn't so much an atheist as he was a theological minimalist. He didn't say there is no God. He said, even if there is one, we shouldn't live in fear. Epicurus made a crucial distinction that many modern readers miss: the difference between religion and superstition. He saw superstition as one of the greatest threats to human happiness, particularly the fear that gods are vengeful, watching your every move, and ready to punish you for failing to perform rituals, sacrifices, or moral checklists. In that light, Epicurus wasn't attacking spirituality or divine belief. He was attacking fear-based religion. He believed that this kind of superstition enslaves the mind, keeping people anxious, guilty, and unable to find peace. His solution? Study nature and understand the world rationally. When you realize that earthquakes and plagues have natural causes, and not divine wrath, you can begin to live freely. Epicurus, in a sense, was advocating for a rational spirituality, one where belief in divine beings doesn't require fear, guilt, or dogma. Let's now come to the big question. Can someone be a religious believer and still follow Epicurean philosophy? The answer depends on what kind of religious belief we're talking about. If you believe in a personal, interventionist deity who punishes or rewards based on human behavior, a moral system that is enforced by divine command, or an afterlife filled with eternal reward or damnation, then you may find Epicureanism deeply challenging. Epicurus rejected those ideas not because he hated religion, but because he believed such views created unnecessary fear and anxiety, two things that destroy peace of mind. But if you believe in a divine presence that inspires serenity and wisdom, a non-interventionist God who embodies perfect peace, a spiritual path that values contemplation, friendship, and freedom from fear, then you may find that Epicureanism aligns surprisingly well with your beliefs. Epicurean ideas have found resonance even in spiritual or religious traditions, often unintentionally. Consider Buddhism, which teaches that desire is the root of suffering and emphasizes inner peace through detachment. Sound familiar? Christian mystics like Thomas Merton or Meister Eckhart, who spoke of a God beyond fear or control, a source of love and inner stillness. Even parts of Islamic Sufism focus on transcending fear and reaching unity with the divine through love, simplicity, and reflection. In modern times, thinkers like Thomas Jefferson openly identified as Epicurean, while still believing in a deistic concept of God. So the question isn't, is Epicureanism religious? The question is, what kind of religion can harmonize with Epicurean values? The answer may be more open than you think. If you're religious but feel overwhelmed by guilt, fear, or rigid doctrines, Epicureanism offers a kind of spiritual detox. It teaches that peace of mind is sacred, fear is not a virtue, simplicity is a path to joy, the divine is not out to get you. It asks us to rethink what a relationship with the divine might look like, one not rooted in obligation but in inspiration. It doesn't require you to renounce your faith, but it does invite you to let go of fear-based thinking that undermines your well-being. Absolutely. In fact, Epicureanism is sometimes seen as a spiritual philosophy for the non-religious. It encourages a reverence for nature, a sense of awe at existence, and a deep appreciation for life's fleeting moments, all without requiring belief in miracles, salvation, or divine judgment. It offers a kind of philosophical serenity that many spiritual seekers crave. So whether you call yourself religious, spiritual but not religious, agnostic, or even skeptical, Epicureanism has something to offer you. So long as your goal is peace of mind and freedom from unnecessary suffering. Here's what we know. Epicureanism is not a denial of divinity, but a redefinition of it. It challenges fear-based religion, not thoughtful or reflective spirituality. It invites us to pursue a life of simplicity, calm, and joy. And it reminds us that the best kind of belief, divine or philosophical, is the kind that frees us, not burdens us. In a time when so many people are questioning old doctrines, seeking meaning, or feeling spiritually burned out, Epicurus may be exactly the voice we need. If this episode gave you a fresh perspective on Epicurus, faith, or your own spiritual journey, there's more where that came from. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to The Unfolding Journey for weekly deep dives into ancient wisdom, practical philosophy, and the timeless pursuit of a life well lived. Speech balloon, leave a comment below. Do you think Epicureanism and religion can coexist? Or are they fundamentally opposed? Hit the bell so you won't miss our next philosophical exploration. Thank you for walking this path with us. Until next time, seek peace, not fear.